It's amazing what comes out of the panic little improvisation. I quite like that one. Good evening to everybody, and thank you for joining us. This is Christopher Daigen coming to you on Saturday the 6th of November. This is the next in our Music Revival online stream series, and this evening we have something that I need, and that is just a moment of calm. I'm going to be playing a very classical but very calm and gentle selection. You'll see we've subdued the lighting ever so slightly, just at a slightly different level to create some atmosphere and just an evening of rest after last Saturday's frenetic concert playing about a zillion notes, and very exciting Music Revival 24th birthday concert. We had that last Saturday, and then also a very interesting, if you haven't watched it, last Wednesday, the piano hour, I did a very interesting program and played piano play that really brought together many ideas and many themes of contrast. I thought that was particularly successful. If you haven't seen that, do please go and have a look. I think it's one of the most interesting and I think best streams we've done in a while. So tonight I thought, well, let me come back to some beautiful, just calming and gentle music. And so this evening I am going to be playing another selection of music as I recorded on my albums Nocturne Cafe, Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are available on Spotify and at iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, etc. And it's just a very gentle program, very gentle selection. At the end I will be playing some extra pieces which are not on those albums. But of course, if you like this music, you can go and find them on those platforms and stream them and listen to them, possibly even purchase them if you want to, as much as you like. We've had a little mishap this evening with the stream, didn't quite want to connect for some reason. And then I realized, in fact, that I have failed to add all the titles in for the pieces. But not to worry, there's going to be plenty to see. There's beautiful images. I'm going to talk you through them, and I will add them onto the various streams at the end, or on Facebook I will add the titles on the actual playlist, and of course talk you through everything that we're going to be playing. So I'm going to start off with a selection of 4 pieces, starting off with the beautiful Schumann Des Abends, or At Evening, a nocturne, a beautiful nocturne in his own right, the opening piece of Schumann's Fantasiestücke, very beautiful melody that just gently winds its way up and down in a very regular way. Straight after that, a very melancholic, but I think a haunting waltz in A minor by Frédéric Chopin, opus 34. Another Schumann, the Romance, beautiful Romance, I know a favorite for many, beautiful Romance, opus 28, also by Robert Schumann. And this has this very beautiful, rich sound. The melody is played in both thumbs, or the melody is one thumb and a kind of accompaniment, a third apart. It's a very rich sound that's created in the lower part of the keyboard. Lucy's here very determined to agree with me. And then I'm going to end off that first section with the very restful, hypnotic, you might even say, the aria from Bach's Goldberg Variations. Bach had been asked to write a set of variations for the Count Goldberg to enjoy while he was suffering from insomnia, that either the repetitive nature of the music and the gentle nature would eventually lull him to sleep, or in fact he would be amused and completely entranced by Bach's very inventive and insightful music that he created for him. So this is Schumann, Chopin, Schumann and Bach to start this evening's Nocturne Cafe Part 2, selections from 2 albums from many years ago, but a very gentle program of restful music. ending that first selection of calming, gentle, and just very soothing pieces of music. That was the aria from the Goldberg Variations by J.S. Bach. I started that set with the Nocturne des Abends, or At Evening, from the Fantasiestücke by Robert Schumann, a waltz in A minor, opus 34 by Frédéric Chopin, and then leading to the Romance, opus 28 by Schumann, and again, as I say, the Goldberg Variations. Gosh, a little bit of apprehension at the bit of beginning of the stream. It's amazing what a uncertain stream does to you, with load shedding, and the stream suddenly won't work. You don't know where the fault is, and then you've realized you've forgotten to do something, and all the setup as well just really puts you a little bit on edge. So might just use my iPad here and there just to support me rather than make a complete mess. I'm going to carry on with 3 beautiful pieces of music in this program of gentle music. I hope you're about to enjoy just listening to these beautiful sounds, beautiful melodies and gentle atmospheres, not only this evening but possibly on other occasions as well, because all of these videos, all these streams are available on my YouTube channel permanently. So I'm going to start off with Debussy and The Girl with the Flaxen Hair, very atmospheric piece. The sounds just tend to hang in the air, beautiful atmospheres, very gentle sounds. I then go on to a wonderful Adagio on Andante from Mozart, the second movement from his sonata in G major K283, and then I end off the selection of the 3 pieces in this group with the sonata by Domenico Scarlatti, and not one of the brilliant, fiery and driven sonatas as I've often played in these concerts, but a very atmospheric, very gentle piece of music that even lends itself better to being played by the piano when you can bring lots of different colors and lots of different atmospheres into it as well. Hello, Luce. What a beautiful sonata there to end off with by Domenico Scarlatti. I started off with The Girl with the Flaxen Hair by Claude Debussy, then the Mozart Adagio, or Andante at least, from the second movement from the sonata in G major, K283, and I ended off with the Scarlatti Sonata K466. If you're just joining us, I had a little bit of mishap this afternoon and I completely forgot to enter all the titles of the pieces. So I will add them on into the comments on Facebook and YouTube afterwards. The complete playlist if you are interested in knowing exactly what I'm interested in playing and what I have been playing. And particularly I have done the same with the concert, the stream that we did at least on Wednesday night, because there were so many interesting and new pieces that are included there. And I know many people are often looking for pieces to play themselves or for their students, and the repertoire is always so varied and so unique. So I'm going to start off with another two very unusual pieces. These are quite rarely played pieces in the selection of four, which is going to end this evening's program. I'm going to start off with a little composition by Robert Schumann again from his Bunte Blätter, or Colored Leaves, set of pieces that much later in Schumann's life were published, collected from various sources and published as short pieces in groups. And this particular opening piece, Opus 99, number 1, is a piece that I played for a grade 6 exam, I think, once, and it's always stuck with me. It's really something very beautiful and very haunting about it. The second piece, a piece of music that I discovered just last year when I was researching these streams, La Putois by Jacques Duffley, early 18th century French harpsichord composer, and this very haunting refrain. It's a rondo, so the refrain, the melody that you hear at the beginning, returns again and again 3 or 4 times during the piece. And before the last section, there's a beautiful, I think it's really one of the most magnificent moments where the music breaks into kind of ripples, almost waves, very gentle waves. Very beautiful piece. And then October from Tchaikovsky's Seasons. Amazingly, Tchaikovsky was commissioned to write a piece for each month for a journal that he was writing for, and then he was running behind and he was always falling late with the schedule of how he has to produce these pieces, a new piece each month. And he thought, well, let's just get this over with, and he just jotted down the final 6 in one go, quite quickly, I think. And this is one of them, October, very, very haunting and a very melancholic piece of music. And then I end off with a beautiful nocturne again, Notturno by Ottorino Respighi, a piece of music that I discovered also last year. One of our viewers sent this to me and said, well, what do you think of this? Isn't this a great piece to play? And I've played it several times. It's certainly becoming part of my constant repertoire. So this is Schumann, Jacques Duffley, Tchaikovsky, and Respighi. bringing an end there to this evening's selection of calm, gentle, and hopefully soothing music. That was a Nocturne by Ottorini Respighi. That selection of 4 pieces, I started off with Schumann and the opening number from his piece Mottled Leaves, Bunte Blätter. Then a little piece called La Putois by Jacques Duffley, early 18th century harpsichord composer. Tchaikovsky's October, a very, gosh, what a terribly tragic piece of music. Really, that seasonal change, autumn song, with the subtitle, that autumn song, October, that feeling of loss as the last days of summer fade away. Of course, that's not quite what we're experiencing here. You can hear the reed frogs croaking. Like I said, they're creaking, they're croaking outside, the reed frogs croaking. It's been a very cool, very moody day, but very grey, and the mood seems to have really spread through everything. It's very humid in here. Even little Lucy seems to be quite demanding attention. Hey, Luce. And then I ended off with the Respighi Nocturne. Yeah, well, Luce, thank you very much to everyone who's joined us this evening. We hope you've enjoyed the selection of music, a calm selection. Barry's telling me something. Which camera do you want to look at? That one. I'm looking at that one. Okay. Barry's pointing wildly at the camera. Hello, Luce. And if you are able to support me, please remember that I'm unable to do any of my own live concerts. There is some few little inklings starting to open up. So I'm entirely dependent on those that are watching and that are enjoying, particularly if you have been enjoying these streams for many months and have never sent any financial support through. I'd be very grateful at this point. General support does seem to be falling away somewhat because of these kind of hybrid situation we seem to be between real concerts and live concerts, and everyone's trying to find their feet, including myself. So if you are watching and able to support us, I am incredibly grateful. And of course, Luce is always grateful. Luce is always grateful for any support. Yes, aren't you? Yes, because it means that everything's going to be just all right for you too. Thanks very much, Barry, for the technical support with the camera work. Sorry again about the titles. My error completely, just one of those things I forgot to do today, and I was well ahead of myself. Thought, well, I'm going to be so calm and everything's going to be prepared and ready for this evening. Of course, then it wasn't at all. It hasn't been. Thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday and next Saturday. And look after yourselves, keep well, and stay well.